Greetings of peace. In this series, we looked at many different aspects of dealing with crises, such as looking at my feelings, understanding how I can change my feelings, learning about a whole inner world beyond my everyday feelings, and how I can be drawing from that innermost core to help me change. But some of you might be asking, where does all of this lead to? I know that this was a question I had a lot when I was growing up. I was naturally inclined to be somewhat introverted. I hesitated to get angry, to blame, to accuse. I always had the feeling that in the end of the day, I'm the one responsible for my own well-being. But as the years went by, I really began to wonder at the value of this kind of work, of this kind of use of my energy, my intelligence, my time. I was clear that being a better person would be a good thing, not just for myself, but of course for the people around me too, my relationships. But it did begin to feel that this kind of work was also wrapping me up in a kind of small, self-contained world, as if this kind of work was just underlining egocentricity. However, there was one thing that I came to understand which removed all doubt for me. One aspect that I came to learn about was that the atmosphere is not an empty thing. When you really understand the depths of this, you can really appreciate the value of working on one's own self. The atmosphere is charged with our emotions. In other words, my attitude and the kind of feelings it's producing can reach straight across to the other side of the office, affecting, influencing the whole place. In other words, if I'm angry or stressed out, even if I'm not saying anything, the whole office could end up just that much more inclined to also come into the energy of anger and stress. The point here is that the opposite is also true. As I reach for a more elevated way of looking at things, a more elevated way of feeling about things, not by suppressing other kinds of thoughts or feelings, but truly by reaching deeply within and accessing those much more divine, higher feelings, then that enters the atmosphere, charging it positively, making it just that much easier for others to reach for their positivity, their hope, being constructive and proactive instead of paralyzed or just stuck with old programmings and conditionings simply being triggered by what's coming in the atmosphere. Anyone who does this kind of work becomes a true instrument for peace. If we listen very closely to ourselves, many of us will hear that this is the call from our innermost being. We know the responsibility of serving the atmosphere, making it a canopy that discourages evil and encourages that which is good in each and every one of us. Time is calling us to do this work. God is calling us to do this work. Because as much as we can bring this kind of light into the atmosphere, this long, dark night of humanity definitely will come to its end. And a new day, a better tomorrow, definitely will dawn.